And a good afternoon or good evening, and welcome to the TV Wrap, as I will be discussing all wrapping about all things television. This will be a weekly thing for all of you out there on YouTube. This is giving you an average guy's perspective on things that are hot and what's not hot. Things to watch and things I may recommend for you to keep an eye on during the week when you have time to watch a medium that I still love and grew up with, television, which, despite what people may say, is not dead. It is still around and will continue to be around. First, let me give you today I'm going to do two videos. One video will be basically a wrap-up of the first season, and tomorrow will be a look at all the ratings for this past week of the new year. And also giving you things to, as I mentioned, what to look out for this upcoming week or weekend if you have time to watch, and things that you should kind of say, hey, let's go out, go to the movies, hang out with some friends, or go to the bar, whatever. Anyway, looking at the today, of course, I'll talk about the first half of the season. Really, in my opinion, I didn't think was all that exciting. I couldn't find a show that I really gravitated towards to really say, wow. Maybe one show I would say that did that for me, and that was Fringe, the show starring Joshua Jackson. That is on Fox. Of course, what comes after another one of my favorite shows, and that is House. So that's a pretty interesting show if you're into science, into mystery of the dead and the living. That's a show that I've really kind of gravitated towards this season. Other than that, really hasn't really been anything that's really I've put my arms around to really say, hey, I'm going to keep an eye on that. Looking at some of the shows here that have been given the heave-ho, either by either lack of audience traction or, of course, the writer's strike, which put a lot of these shows in limbo. Dirty Sexy Money, a victim of the writer's strike. Pushing Daisies, another victim of the writer's strike. Lipstick Jungle as well. So a lot of these shows, again, just either didn't have momentum going into it, or just, like I said, the audience just wasn't there. And so unfortunate, but again, a lot of these shows will say, I've vetoed in and good riddance, and they'll will find a life of its own somewhere, probably on YouTube or Hulu or any other website that you can download and watch some of these shows again. Looking at some of the shows that did quite well, probably one of the biggest, without question, one of the hottest shows right now is The Mentalist, starring Simon Baker. Comes on CBS, and that's a show that has, of course, a good support. Comes on after NCIS, a show that I haven't really watched. Like I said, I'm pretty much a House person and a 24 person, which comes on, of course, thankfully this Sunday. Again, if you're into shows dealing with the mind and solving crime in a sort of different sort of way, The Mentalist is that type of show for you. And of course, Simon Baker has a good relationship with CBS, and of course, a guy who's done a lot of films over the years. And of course, you remember he was on the show The Guardian. So no surprise that the show is doing so well right now, and looks like it's going to be around for a while. Another show that has continue to well, let's go with some of the older shows that have done well. ER, of course, a lot of it helped by the guests, special guests of Angela Bassett, as well as Noah Wyle made a brief guest appearance. So the show, in its final season, continues to chug along, and I think NBC should be grateful that that despite what people may say, ER has really been a show that's hung tough through NBC's tough times, and I hope NBC give it its much appreciation when it goes off the air come May. Another another show, again, Criminal Minds, another show that's doing well. CSI Miami continues to be hot. So, Heroes, 2.5 Men on CBS, the Bones on Fox, The Big Bang Theory on CBS, Desperate Housewives, which has gone back to its original format of basically of all the scandalous and all the sort of backstabbing, conniving that goes on that show. Really continues to do well. So a lot of these shows have done all right and will continue to chug along this year. So like I said, me personally, I think the TV season was about so-so. Others will say disagree because either the writer's strike or, of course, a lot of attention has been paid on to the election this year. So people weren't really in tune to what they saw. Just wasn't much out there for them. But right now, as we go and look into the new season, right now, to me, I think the season starts right now in January, of course. And that's when all the networks, all the 4 networks, will put out their best. And obviously, a lot of interesting things coming on. Me personally, American Idol and 24 are 2 of my shows that I get into, as well as Survivor. I'm kind of one of those guys that, to me, I think American Idol and Survivor are the 2, and Hell's Kitchen, another show, I think are really the 3 shows to me. Well, let's put it this way: American Idol and Survivor, I think, are probably the 2 gold standard in terms of reality television that is out there right now, and will continue. I've obviously said this will be, I think, the 18th edition of Survivor, and I believe this is the 7th season of American Idol this year. So again, what can you say? When you have it, and when things continue to chug along, and you have that sort of resistance and bulletproof programming, things will continue to do well for you. So looking at some of the shows also coming on during the mid-season, you got Lost, you got Dollhouse, of course, you have which is a new show. Scrubs leaving NBC, going to ABC. That will debut on January 6th. You have Flashpoint, a show that was also that I kind of got into during the summer, which dealt with SWAT team out of either Los Angeles or some other city that may be, I'm not sure, but I kind of liked the show. I thought the show was very, very entertaining, very action-packed. You didn't know what was going to happen week in and week out. So CBS decides to give the show another turn beginning in January of this month, starting on the 9th. So that we'll be watching some of that. Don't Forget the Lyrics, another reality show I also follow. Kind of something entertaining and it's fun and different to watch. You have The Amazing Race. You have another reality show called Hole in the Wall, which I wasn't really enamored with it. I mean, people trying to bend and move their bodies, trying to get into certain objects and cut shapes. What's that? I don't know. Outside of that, really, I mean, those are 2 of the shows I would say I'm really looking forward to. I say American Idol, 24, Hell's Kitchen, the shows I'm personally looking forward to. Again, you got The Biggest Loser Couples, which comes out actually tonight on NBC. So, like I said, there's a lot of good programming out there if you're a fan of regular over-the-air TV like I am. So that is it. That is my blog my video for today. I will be back on tomorrow night, and I will give you a look at some of the ratings for the first of the new year. I think my best guess right now, I think the NFL and some college bowl games should dominate, but then again, obviously, I could be wrong, but me personally, I think I know I'm right, because it is that type of year right now where sports, particularly the NFL and college football, pretty much dominates the landscape right now. So that is it. I will give you the update on the ratings tomorrow. This is John Henderson Pierre saying goodbye.